Hello, welcome to BioGreat TV. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss our next video. How the military entered the Ethiopian politics. There were 3 failed coups and 1 successful revolution in Ethiopia, which in various degrees contributed to military intervention. In 1928, Empress Zewditu supporters attempted a coup against heir apparent and Crown Prince Ras Tafari Makonnen in an attempt to pave the way for the Empress to be the sole ruler of the Ethiopian Empire. Unfortunately, this coup failed. That led to a decision in September 1928 to get rid of the Empress. Tafari's soldiers ensured that Zewditu was taken out of the territory for the safety of the empire. Another coup was staged on the 13th of December 1960 in Addis Ababa. This coup was plotted by the Council of the Revolution, comprising 4 conspirators led by 2 brothers, Niwe, who was a high-ranking official serving as a district governor in Ethiopia's provinces, and Brigadier General Mengistu Niwe, who was the commander of the Ethiopian Imperial Guard during Haile Selassie's reign. They planned to overthrow His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie while he was on a state visit in order to install a progressive government. The council took control of most of Addis Ababa and held many dignitaries hostage. Even though the coup started out successfully, claiming 30 lives including the conspirators, it eventually failed, but still considered the most serious threat to Haile Selassie's reign between 1941 and his deposition in 1974. The major conspirator, Jamame, was able to persuade his brother, Mengistu, that a successful military coup against the current government was possible. Mengistu played a major role in Jamame's plan because he commanded the emperor's imperial guard and had some authority in the Ethiopian armed forces. On the evening of the planned coup, the plotters convinced many ministers of the imperial crown and some other distinguished political personalities to go to Zenit Palace in Addis Ababa for an emergency meeting where they were taken hostage. This was one of the many strategies they put in place to ensure a successful coup. The following morning, there was a proclamation of a new government and the promise to begin a new era. Students of the Haile Selassie University demonstrated in support of the proclamation. However, other branches of the military were not in support. The following 24 hours was a difficult time for the conspirators of the coup as they were unsure of the people's popular opinion. At this time, the conspirators had appointed Ras Imru as Prime Minister and Major General Mulugeta Buli as Chief of Staff. Within this time also, the military loyalists had agreed on how best to respond to the coup. The loyalists ensured that military officers were strategically placed in various parts of Ethiopia and ensured that leaflets signed by Abuna, who was the bishop of the Ethiopian church, condemned the rebels as anti-religious traitors, asking that the people should be loyal to Haile Selassie. This had a great effect on majority of the people. A fight broke out the following day and the rebels were defeated because Ethiopians gave their support to the loyalists as they didn't want to be seen as fighting against Haile Selassie. The newly appointed Prime Minister, Ras Abibi Arigai, was killed together with some other notable figures among the rebels. Jamame committed suicide, while Mengistu surrendered and was publicly hanged in a church square a few months later. Jamame's body was hanged as well. Years after the 1960 coup, the government failed to make required changes in the economic and political sectors of Ethiopia that went on for 14 years despite the people's complaints. This marked the beginning of the revolution. The military's plan for a revolution began to unfold in early 1974 as various factions were making strategic moves towards it. The revolution began on the 12th of January 1974 when soldiers protested their poor living conditions. Workers in other sectors protested an increase in fuel price, food scarcity, among other challenges. Eventually, the angry groups, which were now many, demanded a new political system. There were riots upon riots, which led to the resignation of Prime Minister Akilu, who was replaced on the 28th of February, 1974. Over time, various factions with selfish interests tried to clinch the supreme power in Ethiopia until a faction called the Derg, whose chairman was Major Mengistu Haile Mariam and Major Atnafu Abate, took over power as the faction gradually transformed itself into a Provisional Military Administrative Council (PMAC) under the chairmanship of Lieutenant General Aman Michael Adam, and proclaimed itself the nation's ruling body. During the period when the President of the People's Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, PDRE, Mengistu Haile Mariam, was out of the country for a 4-day visit to the German Democratic Republic, there was a coup attempt on the 16th of May, 1989. Senior military officers led by former Ethiopian Air Force Commander Major General Fantabile staged the 1989 Ethiopian coup d'etat. This coup led to the killing of the Minister of Defense, Haile Georges Habtemariam, by Major General Abira Abebe because the former refused to join the revolt. Mengistu returned to the country almost immediately, and generals who were involved in the coup were executed. On the 22nd of June 2019, factions of the Security Forces of Amara region, one of the 9 ethnic divisions of Ethiopia in which the Amara people reside, attempted a coup against the regional government, during which Amara region president Empress Makonnen was assassinated. This coup was as a result of conflicts which arose from the government-established system of ethnic federalism under the 1995 Constitution of Ethiopia. It made the Amara region a subnational region. General Asam Nutsige, who allegedly led the coup attempt, ran into hiding but was eventually shot alongside other rebels. What have we missed out of this history? Let's know in the comment section. Will it be ridiculous to subscribe to our channel? If no, please like this video, share, and subscribe to our channel.